Hey folks, this is Jake Davis, and today I would love to bring you my retrospective review for M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening from 2008, written, directed, and produced by the Night Dog himself, and starring Mark Wahlberg, Zooey Deschanel, John Leguizamo, and Betty Buckley. This is an infamously horrible horror movie. Uh, it's so bad. I did my top 5 video last month, counting down the Shyamalan films, and when I was ripping into this, I actually got in the mood to watch it again because, it's Lent. It's time for self-abuse, or at least it's close enough to that time of year. Anyhow, the thing starts off with, to be honest, a pretty good opening credit sequence and opening intro scene, where we get, a wonderful serving of the only is extraordinary thing about this film, other than how extraordinarily bad it is, and that's James Newton Howard's amazing score. Just an amazing fucking score. It's moving, it's intense, it's bold, it's gripping, and it just deserved to be in a better movie. Anyhow, we kick off in Central Park, where we meet Kristen Connolly, who's a young woman on a park bench who would Scream Queen, who went on to the Cabin in the Woods. And just, you want to talk about, movie and quality, happens down here below bedrock, and Cabin in the Woods just towers over it. So much better movie. I'm getting text messages and they're distracting me. So something's going wrong. People are acting weird, talking to themselves, repeating themselves, walking backwards, and the Central Park scene ends with a woman stabbing herself in the neck with, I think, a crochet needle. That's what it looks like. And, it was like a ridiculous metal hairpin thing. Really? Who puts a fucking kitchen knife in their head for a fucking hairpin? It's ridiculous. And we also see guys throwing themselves off the roof, and it's like a genuinely kind of creepy scene, to be fair. But, 7 minutes into the movie, and it will lose you. This movie doesn't take long to screw itself over. Because we meet the hero. Mark Wahlberg as, what's-his-face? Elliot something. And he's a teacher, high school science teacher, and they're sending everybody home because they think there's been a terrorist attack in New York City. But people are dropping dead left and right. And when you get to his house, you meet his wife, Alma. Oh, God. Look, Zooey Deschanel, she's so beautiful. I mean, you can't get any prettier than her. She's a gorgeous girl. But she ain't got a shred of fucking talent. She can't act. She can't sing. She's not really funny. If this woman was challenged to walk in a straight line, she'd fuck it up. No doubt. But her character even, she's playing a thankless role here too, because Alma is supposed to be this detached, emotionless character, but she spends the whole film whimpering and whining. The whole damn time. And their whole relationship, of course, they're fighting, and it's over bullshit, and this kind of stuff, and it's, to me, love stories are only really in stuff like horror movies and superhero films and action movies in general, because, to romanticize the genre, to flesh out characters, even, But they very rarely work for me, especially in horror movies. Love stories and horror movies very rarely work for me. And this is one of the absolute worst ones. To me, I'm by the point of it, it's like, even if you two both survive, please don't stay together. You were just unbearable couple, and you're both terrible people. You should both just be alone. That's what's best for everybody. Anyhow, we also meet John Leguizamo, who's this obnoxious math teacher, and his annoying kid, his daughter, who is, they had no idea what to do with this character. The kid is just the kid. They didn't know if she was supposed to be precocious, they didn't know if she was supposed to be autistic, they didn't know if she was supposed to be just shy and scared. She's just whatever they need for the sake of the scene. There's no character to this child whatsoever. So, we get on the train, where we find out that Philly and Boston, they've all been hit too. And eventually the train just stops and throws everybody off in a fucking field and leaves them, stranded wandering around. They get to this diner where we get our first real taste of how hysterically bad the murders are in this movie. This guy's feeding himself to, I can't remember exactly. I should have taken a note. But now what I'm talking about, I can't remember if it was lions or tigers. But it wasn't bears. And this guy feeds himself to the cats, and they rip him apart. And it's just laughable. It's hysterical. From the first time I saw it, always reminded me of the SNL Dan Aykroyd. I always say Danny Aykroyd for some reason. The Julia Childs bit where she cuts her finger off. It's just funny as hell. It's a funny fucking scene, and it's not supposed to be at all. Anyhow, they find out that it's not terrorists. I think it might be something else, something more mysterious, and they everybody scrams. They split because they're hitting smaller and smaller populations. Now our heroes even split up because we got Wahlberg, Zoe, and the kid. They're all gonna go with this hot dog couple, and they're just these weird hippies that got an obsession with hot dogs. I guess they're supposed to be making fun of hot dogs or making fun of hippies or both, but I like hot dogs. Shit, ain't good for you, but fuck, nothing fun is good for you, including bad horror movies. This movie's not good for you. The fact that you wasted my life once watching this fucking thing, much less watching it on a loop for the last couple of days just to do this video. Yeah, I hate myself. That's for sure. Anyhow, it's around this time we get to the fields and houses segment of the fucking movie, where it's just we go from a field to a house to a field to a house to a field to a house, and more as it spans out, more people get killed. We meet less and less interesting characters, and Mark Wahlberg figures out that it's the trees. It's the trees killing everybody. The trees are releasing the toxin into the air that make people suicidal and kill themselves. Yeah. Anyhow, there's also these kids, 2 boys in this scene where they get shot trying to break. It's almost like these 2 boys, as well as the farmhouse they go to, where the guy won't come out and he sticks his gun out and he guns down the 2 kids. Almost kind of felt like they were there to just shove down their throat that, every human in this movie is either completely worthless or a true danger. And I guess it was supposed to be commentary on how bad people are, and it's just, whatever. Whatever, who cares? But one of the houses they go to is this mock house, or a stage house, whatever you'd call it. And I just thought it was such a wasted setting. I personally have always thought pre-furnished homes were kind of creepy. Just kind of this empty representation of vacuumed materialism. It's kind of waste that, because I think those are kind of creepy settings anyways. But anyhow, that was just a small observation I had. We also get another hysterical murder scene where a guy runs himself over with a fucking giant lawnmower. Oh, I forgot, by the way, John Leguizamo goes back to Philly to rescue his wife, who never got out of the city. And of course when they get there, his wife's, everybody's already dead, and the group he's with ends up getting killed. But to keep this girl who's going hysterical, trying to keep her calm, he gives her this math riddle. And, Smeagol Nigma he is not. Because, I swear to God, not only is the riddle kind of just stupid and ridiculous, it's just not a good scene all around. It's like one of those situations that you will probably, most likely, find yourself more intrigued in figuring out if his answer is right than actually getting emotionally caught up in the characters' deaths and everything. Oh, and Dante! Fucking Dante was in that scene. They killed off Dante, which is always a bummer, man, because, he's not even supposed to be here today. blows. So we finally get to the last segment of the film, and boy is it a whopper. We meet the lemon drink lady, played by Betty Buckley. Talk about a thankless woman, man. She's a good actress, but God forbid she gets to play a good part or be in a good movie. But she's just crazy old hermit in the middle of nowhere. Has no idea what's going on. Of course, she's evil and crazy and dangerous, and just as dangerous as the woods as the air outside. And the infamous, you're trying to kill me in your sleep, aren't you? And Wahlberg going, what? No! Maybe some of the worst acting in movie history. It is just, I didn't even go into how bad Wahlberg is in this. I mean, you gotta be fair. He's busting his ass. He's trying his best, but it's not his kind of role. It's not his character. I mean, I really do appreciate and respect an actor trying to make themselves uncomfortable, trying to step out of the box, to step out of the wheelhouse, because it challenges you. It's challenging yourself, but yeah, sour grapes, man, no fruit for you. It was a shame. It was a damn shame. And like I said, Zoe is just, whoa. I bet you she would fuck up asking if you'd like paper or plastic. That woman. I don't know how she fucking gets up. I don't know how she puts on makeup, because she just seems inept to me, like a barely functioning adult. And I'm a barely functioning adult, and I'm better at this than she is at her shit, and I'm not really good at this that much. Anyhow. Pretty fucking good. Anyways, it wraps up. Lemon drink lady wanders out into the wilderness, gets caught up in the trees, gets fucked up, and literally headbutts herself into fucking windows to kill herself. Also hysterical. And for reasons, Wahlberg and his wife and the little girl all decide just to go outside, hold hands, and wait for the wind to kill them. And it doesn't. It's past. It's been, the time has passed since allotted. And they're gonna raise the little orphan girl with no character, and they got their own baby on the way, which is, totally devalues the whole, they're a family now. Oh, but they're also gonna have their real kid. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of creepy. I thought you had this positive thing about, finding new families and finding strength out of tragedy. I mean, saying a new kid's always a blessing, but at the same time, there's no one need to have that in this movie. He already had a happy ending. They kind of overdid it. And of course, the ends were in France, and it's getting there now. They're going to get their shots in Europe. So, what doesn't work about The Happening? Well, everything, really. Like I said, the violence is laughable. The acting is atrocious. The dialogue is ridiculous. I mean, everything about this movie is going to get a laugh out of you, and none in a good way. Even the things that are supposed to be funny here and there will kind of be more, that was just goofy. That was just silly. That's not going to get the real chuckles out of you. I mean, I belly laugh watching this motherfucker sometimes. But it's bad, it's atrocious, it's awful. And interestingly enough, it was given thumbs up by Roger Ebert himself. Raj. He had, I guess, this notoriously bad taste in horror movies. Man won a Pulitzer for writing a movie review, but had shit taste in horror movies. Go figure. Anyway, I was about to wrap up there. Classic or embarrassment? Well, what the fuck do you think? The Happening is an embarrassment to everyone and everything involved. People who, were behind the scenes stitching the clothing that the actors wore, they should be ashamed. James Newton Howard walked out fine because he did amazing work. 20th Century Fox even walked out with major egg on their face. I also think this may have been the first maybe, I mean, like the only time Shyamalan did an R-rated movie. I'm not sure about that though. But it was awful. I remember when I first saw the trailers, I was intrigued. I thought it had a cool trailer. I was interested. Hey, what's going to be a twist? What's going on? And then when the movie starts, I'm like, okay, first, we don't even, in the trailers, we don't even know how people are dying. So, when I'm watching the film on the first kind of thing on DVD, I didn't see it in the theaters. But they're killing themselves. And I'm like, oh, suicide? Alright. And then the movie goes on, it's the trees. It's just like, oh man, what the fuck? I thought Lady in the Water was bad. Oh, anyway, yes, this was an embarrassment. It was an atrocious film. I'm sorry I kind of lost focus a little bit there at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed watching this movie. It's always good to just torture yourself. You know, I don't believe in, like, cutting yourself or cigarette burns, so I watched The Happening. Yeah, that's how I get through that. Anyhow, I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.